Ashton Kutcher, from a small-town boy to an A-list Hollywood star, a successful businessman and a model husband. But behind the halo are unexpected events, illness, controversy, and controversial decisions that have shaken his image. What caused Kutcher's career to fall into turmoil? Is this the end of a once-beloved star? Discover the whole story in this video. Early life and career. Ashton Kutcher was born on February 7, 1978, in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, into a working-class family. His father, Larry M. Kutcher, worked in a manufacturing plant. One of the most influential events in Kutcher's childhood was the health condition of his twin brother, Michael Kutcher. Michael was born with cerebral palsy and later underwent a critical heart transplant when they were both around 13 years old. Witnessing his brother's struggles from a young age, Kutcher not only developed a deep compassion for his illness, but also nurtured a dream of pursuing a career in biomedicine to find a cure for people like his brother. At Washington High School, Kutcher displayed an energetic and bubbly personality, but also struggled. He faced some teenage troubles, including being arrested for breaking into the high school to perform a prank with his friends. This incident resulted in him being sentenced to community service and almost jeopardizing his academic future. Putting his troubles behind him, Kutcher enrolled at the University of Iowa in 1996, majoring in biochemical engineering, with the desire to research and find ways to treat diseases, largely out of love for his brother. To pay for his tuition, he worked the night shift at a slaughterhouse, a grueling job that helped him better understand the value of labor. It was this time that honed Kutcher's diligence and determination, although his path later took a completely different direction. Kutcher's life took a turn when he was discovered by a model scout at a bar in Iowa. Encouraged to enter a local modeling competition called Fresh Faces of Iowa, Kutcher won and wallowed to move to New York and sign with a prestigious modeling agency. Soon, Kutcher appeared in many advertising campaigns for major brands such as Calvin Klein and walked the catwalks of fashion weeks in Paris and Milan. Standing 6'1", with a chiseled face and a natural demeanor, he quickly attracted attention in the fashion world. Although his modeling career was promising, Kutcher soon realized that his true passion lay in acting. It was during his time in New York that he began taking acting classes and auditioning for many film projects. These first steps weren't easy, but they laid an important foundation for the journey from a boy from Iowa to the Hollywood star the world knows. Career success. Ashton Kutcher entered Hollywood in the late 1990s and quickly became one of the brightest faces on the small screen. The biggest turning point in his acting career came in 1998 when he was cast as Michael Kelso in the hit sitcom That 70s Show. The character Kelso is a handsome but somewhat silly and carefree guy, becoming one of the outstanding comedic elements of the film. Kutcher's charm, natural acting style, and youthful energy helped him win the hearts of the audience right from the first seasons. That 70s Show ran from 1998 to 2006, becoming one of the most beloved sitcoms of that time. The success of the film not only made Kutcher famous, but also created a springboard for him to greater opportunities in the film industry. During his time on the show, he worked with many talented young actors, such as Mila Kunis, Topher Grace, and Laura Prepon, all of whom later went on to have successful careers. Kutcher and Mila Kunis even developed a real-life relationship, a love story that delighted fans. Not wanting to be pigeonholed as a funny guy on television, Kutcher began to seek opportunities on the big screen. In 2000, he starred in the comedy Dude, Where's My Car?, a silly comedy that was a huge box office success, grossing over $73 million worldwide on a budget of $13 million. The film, although not well received by critics, became a favorite among young people and helped Kutcher solidify his reputation as a comedy star. Kutcher continued to assert his position with the romantic comedy Just Married, 2003, in which he co-starred with Brittany Murphy. Although their romance also blossomed in real life, but quickly fell apart, the film was still a huge commercial success, grossing $101 million worldwide. Continuing his rise, in 2004, Kutcher unexpectedly changed his acting style with The Butterfly Effect, a psychological sci-fi film that explored the theme of time travel and the impact of life choices. This was a challenging role in terms of acting, requiring Kutcher to express a much more complex range of emotions than his previous comedic roles. Despite mixed reviews, the film still made a strong impression on audiences and grossed $96 million worldwide. Not only stopping at acting, Kutcher also ventured into the field of reality television. In 2003, he created and produced the program Punk'd on MTV, a reality show specializing in staging pranks with celebrities. With his humorous hosting style and funny situations, Punk quickly became a phenomenon, lasting for more than 10 seasons and featuring a series of famous stars such as Justin Timberlake, Beyoncé, and Dwayne Johnson. This not only helped Kutcher affirm his creativity, but also laid the foundation for his future business and television production career. In addition to his acting career, Ashton Kutcher is also famous as a shrewd investor in the technology field. He is not simply a celebrity who invests in trends, but is truly knowledgeable and has a clear strategy when investing in startups. In 2010, Kutcher and two partners founded A-Grade Investments, a venture capital firm focused on technology startups. In just a few years, the firm has invested in a series of businesses that later became big guys in the industry, such as Airbnb, Uber, Spotify, Shazam, Skype, Warby Parker, etc. One of Kutcher's most successful deals was his investment in Airbnb. He invested in this startup when it was very small, and then the company's value increased to billions of dollars. Not stopping there, in 2015, Kutcher co-founded another investment fund called Sound Ventures, continuing to focus on technology and blockchain companies. Thanks to his foresight and ability to assess market trends, Kutcher has become one of the most successful Hollywood stars in the investment field. Financial experts estimate that thanks to strategic investments, Kutcher has turned his initial capital of several $1 million into hundreds of millions of dollars, helping him no longer depend on income from the entertainment industry. Besides technology, Kutcher has also tried his hand in many other fields. He once bought a part of the shares of a high-end pizza restaurant chain called American Vintage, and together with Guy Oseary and Ron Burkle, ran an investment fund focusing on media and entertainment. In addition to investing in himself, Kutcher also actively supports potential startups through mentoring programs and speaking at major technology conferences such as TechCrunch Disrupt or SXSW. Although initially known as a comedic and somewhat goofy actor on screen, Kutcher has proven himself to be a true entrepreneur with a keen eye for detail. His business success has not only helped him build a solid financial empire, but also cemented his image as one of the most influential celebrities in the technology industry. Is a longtime friendship worth risking fame and career? Ashton Kutcher was once admired not only for his successful career, but also for his noble humanitarian efforts. But when he stood up for his former co-star, Danny Masterson, during his rape trial, everything changed. Not only did the move cause public outrage, but it also forced Kutcher to step down from a prominent role in the charity he co-founded. What happened, and how could a letter have such devastating consequences? Controversial decision. In 2023, Ashton Kutcher and his wife, Mila Kunis, became the center of a major controversy when they both wrote letters of support for Danny Masterson, Kutcher's former That 70s Show co-star. Masterson was sentenced to 30 years in prison for rape in the 2000s after a lengthy and controversial trial. Kutcher and Masterson worked together for 8 years on that 70s show, 1998-2006, and continued to work together on the Netflix series The Ranch. They had a close relationship, calling each other brothers. So when Masterson went to trial, Kutcher and Kunis wrote letters of support to the judge, asking for leniency. In the letter, Kutcher described Masterson as a good friend, a wonderful husband and father, and said that he always treated everyone with kindness. Mila Kunis also made similar comments about Masterson. However, when the letters were made public after the trial, they sparked a public outcry. Many felt that Kutcher and Kunis had ignored the assault victims and put their friendship above justice. Activists and #MeToo supporters criticized them for defending a convicted rapist instead of the victim. The backlash was so strong that just days after the letters were leaked, Kutcher and Kunis released a public apology video on Instagram. In the video, both admitted that they had written the letter to provide information about Masterson's character to the judge, not to justify his behavior. They also insisted that there was no intention to hurt or diminish the experiences of the victims. However, this apology was not enough to appease the public, and both continued to face harsh criticism. The most serious consequence of the incident was that Ashton Kutcher was forced to resign from the charity Thorn, where he had served as chairman of the board. Thorn is a non-profit organization co-founded by Kutcher in 2009, which uses technology to combat child sexual abuse and human trafficking. The fact that a leader of an anti-sexual abuse organization publicly supported a convicted rapist has many people questioning the authenticity of Kutcher's commitment to this humanitarian work. Mila Kunis, although not in a key role like her husband, also stepped down from related activity. The scandal not only damaged Kutcher's reputation, but also undermined public confidence in the charitable causes he had been involved in. After years of building an image as a socially responsible man, the decision to support Masterson became one of the biggest mistakes of Kutcher's career, causing him to lose the support of many fans. But this isn't the first time he stirred up controversy. Remember Ashton Kutcher and Sean Diddy's relationship? Controversial relationship. For years, Ashton Kutcher and Sean Diddy Combs, real name Sean Love Combs, have maintained a close relationship. Diddy is one of the most powerful hip-hop stars in America, known not only for his music career, but also for his lavish lifestyle, lavish parties, an extensive network of connections in the entertainment industry. Kutcher and Diddy not only appear together at many events, but also collaborate on business and television projects. One of the highlights of their friendship is the show The Real Diddy TV, where the two engage in pranks, all-night parties, and lavish lifestyles. In 2008, Kutcher and Diddy also collaborated on a campaign to promote Ciroc vodka, for which Diddy is the face. The two often host and attend notorious parties in Hollywood and Miami, attracting the rich and famous. However, the relationship became more sensitive when Diddy was investigated for serious allegations of illegal activities. In 2020, several lawsuits and accusations against Diddy sparked criticism. Many witnesses said that Diddy had hosted wild parties. Some reports even suggested that the lavish parties Kutcher attended with Diddy may have been related to these illegal activities. While Ashton Kutcher was not investigated, and there was no evidence that he was involved in Diddy's illegal activities, his association with the rapper raised questions about their relationship. Was Kutcher truly unaware of Diddy's alleged activities, or was he simply a friend who was caught up in the scandal? This further tarnished Kutcher's image, especially after his support of Danny Masterson. Many believe he chose the wrong friends and may not be as clean as he once portrayed himself to be. Although he has not made an official statement about Diddy's affair. Kutcher has distanced himself from the rapper since the investigation became public. However, this has not stopped the suspicions and negative effects on his reputation. Ashton Kutcher has had two notable marriages in his life, one to Demi Moore, a Hollywood icon, 15 years his senior, and one to Mila Kunis, his That 70s Show co-star and the love of his life. Two stormy love affairs. Ashton Kutcher has had two famous marriages in his life, one to Demi Moore, a star 15 years his senior, and one to Mila Kunis, his That 70s Show co-star and the love of his life. These two marriages are in stark contrast. One was full of controversy, scandal, and heartache, and the other was a happy, lasting love. In 2003, Ashton Kutcher surprised everyone when he publicly dated Demi Moore, a famous Hollywood star who was once married to actor Bruce Willis. The 15-year age gap between them made the public doubt, even ridicule, that this was just a fleeting love. But despite all the prejudices, Kutcher and Moore fell in love passionately. In 2005, the couple held a lavish wedding at a villa in Beverly Hills, with the presence of Bruce Willis and Demi Moore's three children, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah. What's special is that Kutcher has a lot of affection for his wife's children, trying to become a good stepfather. He once shared, "I never thought I would become a stepfather at the age of 25, but I love these children like my own." For many years, Kutcher accompanied Moore to events and did charity work, and it seemed like they were a perfect couple. But the reality was not as rosy as it seemed. Demi Moore later revealed in her memoir, Inside Out, 2019, that their marriage was dominated by a power imbalance. When they first fell in love, Moore was at the peak of her career, while Kutcher was still just a young, emerging actor. But over time, Kutcher's career took off. And Moore gradually withdrew from Hollywood. This caused the relationship to gradually crack. According to Demi, Kutcher began to act disrespectfully, even encouraging her to participate in threesomes that she later deeply regretted. Moore also revealed that Kutcher had an affair, which ended their marriage. In 2011, the American media exploded when a young woman accused her of spending the night with Ashton Kutcher on the anniversary of his wedding to Demi Moore. The affair was exposed, and Moore collapsed and fell into depression. In November 2011, they announced their separation. 2 years later, the divorce was finalized, ending one of Hollywood's most controversial relationships. After his scandalous divorce from Demi Moore, Ashton Kutcher seemed in no rush to get into a serious relationship. But then, he reunited with Mila Kunis, who had co-starred with him on That 70s Show. This was the turning point that changed his life. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher first met in 198 while they were both on That 70s Show. At that time, Mila was only 14 years old, and Kutcher was 20. In the movie, they played a couple, but in real life, they were just friends. He was my first kiss, even though it was only in the movie. But at the time, I didn't think much of him, as Mila Kunis shared. More than a decade later, after they were both adults, and Kutcher had just divorced, they unexpectedly reunited at an awards ceremony. The two began a best friends, more than friends, relationship with no strings attached. At first, we were just having fun, but then I realized, fuck, I love her. Ashton Kutcher. The two had planned not to get married, but after a while, they realized they couldn't live without each other. In 2014, they got engaged and welcomed their first daughter, Wyatt Isabel Kutcher. In July 2015, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher officially got married in a private ceremony in California. Unlike Kutcher's previous lavish marriage, this time they chose a cozy, low-key wedding. In 2016, the couple had another son, Dimitri Portwood Kutcher. They are famous for their practical, non-indulgent parenting. No social media early, no expensive Christmas gifts, and limiting their exposure to the media. When Ashton Kutcher was diagnosed with vasculitis in 2022, Mila Kunis was the one who helped him overcome it. Kutcher once admitted, "I thought I was going to lose everything. My sight, my hearing, my ability to walk. But Mila was always there for me, never leaving my side." Not only that, when Kutcher faced criticism for writing a letter of support for Danny Masterson, a co-star convicted of rape, Kunis also stood by him, apologizing to the public together. Despite the controversy, Kutcher and Kunis still maintain a strong relationship. In an interview, Kutcher once said, "If there is one thing I know for sure in life, it is I will love Mila for the rest of my life." From his controversial and tumultuous marriage to Demi Moore, to his peaceful and sincere love with Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher has had a journey of many emotions. Despite his failures and mistakes, he has finally found his true soulmate, who has been with him through the biggest storms of his life. What if you woke up one day and couldn't hear, couldn't see, couldn't walk normally? That's the nightmare Ashton Kutcher faced when he was diagnosed with a rare blood vessel disease called vasculitis. How did he overcome this difficult period? Find out right away. Health and personal challenges. In 2022, Ashton Kutcher revealed for the first time his silent battle with vasculitis, a rare disorder that severely affects vision, hearing, and mobility. This was a big shock to fans, as he had always appeared energetic, optimistic, and healthy. Kutcher shared this information in an episode of the show Running Wild with Bear Grylls: The Challenge, where he talked about the terrible time he had to face the disease. He recounted that for a year, he almost completely lost his hearing, could not see clearly, and had serious difficulty moving. The disease turned his life upside down, forcing him to suspend many activities and adjust his lifestyle to adapt. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disorder that attacked my hearing, my vision, and my entire balance system. I didn't know if I would ever hear again. I didn't know if I would ever see again. I didn't know if I would ever walk again. It was terrifying. Ashton Kutcher shared on the show. Vasculitis is an inflammatory condition that damages blood vessels, reducing blood flow to vital organs. In severe cases, it can cause strokes, kidney failure, permanent nerve damage, and even be life-threatening. Kutcher did not reveal exactly what type of vasculitis he had, but his symptoms suggested it was a serious form of the disease that could be disabling if left untreated. After being diagnosed, Kutcher spent a year in treatment and recovery, following a strict healthcare regimen. He focused on his diet, physical and mental training, and persevered step by step to regain his health. Despite going through a difficult period, he remained optimistic and determined not to let the disease defeat him. In a later interview, Kutcher shared that it was his close experience with physical collapse that helped him look at life differently. He learned to appreciate every moment, not to take anything for granted, and to focus on the things that matter in life. The moment you think you can't walk, can't hear, can't see, that's when you realize how much you have. And Ashton Kutcher. Although he has recovered significantly, there is no cure for vasculitis, and Kutcher still has to monitor his health carefully and maintain a reasonable lifestyle to avoid a relapse. Today, he continues to live a positive life, but this experience has left a deep mark on his life. What do you think about Ashton Kutcher's love journey? Do you believe that a friendship can turn into lasting love, like the way he and Mila Kunis came together? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more interesting updates. Thank you, and see you in the next videos.